and they will continue to have those friendships. If we then look at, okay, maybe the UAE is not a bad idea as an alternate booking center, let me give you the lay of the land. My name is Oliver. I would like to talk to you about the rise of the Dubai Booking Center. And before we start this topic, it's important to go through concepts. The first one being risk. None of us like risk. We try to minimize risk. The way to do that is to mitigate these risks. And how do we mitigate risk? We diversify. As everybody knows in portfolio management, in order to diversify a portfolio of investments, you invest in 30 securities or more and thereby get 95% of the value of the diversification. When it comes to balance sheets and banks, as we all learned in 2008, you probably want to be banked with more than one balance sheet if you want to sleep well at night. The last one is jurisdiction. Now, often overlooked and undervalued, the same types of clients should also benefit from a diversification of their jurisdiction. If we look at financial centers, what we see is that over history there have been many large ones, but in the recent decades, more and more booking centers and financial centers have come up. So too the DIFC. The DIFC started in 2004, has now been around for 20 years and has grown tremendously since then. More and more market counterparties, more and more clients are using the DIFC as their financial center of choice. Why is this? Well, there's many reasons. First of all, Dubai is in the middle between Europe and Asia, 6 hours flights each way. The UAE is very open to residency program and visas. This is not just for Europeans, this is also for people from Africa and from Asia and from Latin America. It's very open to all. Obviously the weather is very nice. And last but not least, it's the geopolitical situation. The UAE has its own friends. It's neither aligned with the East nor the West. They have friends in OPEC, they have friends in the Middle East, they have friends in BRIC, and they will continue to have those friendships. If we then look at, okay, maybe the UAE is not a bad idea as an alternate booking center, let me give you the lay of the land. The lay of the land is as follows. There's 3 categories. One I classify as CANT. These are the local commercial banks that have tried to establish a private banking product and service. However, in the last 15 years they have failed to do so. So they can't provide that service. Then there's a group we call WONT, which is the international banks that are based in the DIFC and ADGM, who, considering the economics, don't feel it warrants the investment of an additional booking center and therefore they won't. What are we left with? We're left with category 3 licensed firms, broker-dealers, discretionary asset managers that then try to offer a holistic private banking product and service from their situation. This takes us to Picard Angst in Dubai. What do? Well, we do exactly that. We mix UAE custody with international best practice when it comes to investments, product and service. We marry the two and put it in a Swiss private banking jacket. That means all the products and services you're accustomed to here in this market and internationally as well. From an investment point of view, then we have execution-only services, we have advisory services, we have discretionary asset management. Now, obviously, we also work with a lot of independent asset managers. For them, we have independent asset management agreements, limited powers of attorney, we have a direct dealing desk, and we have online access. Now, these are things that are all normal here in Switzerland. However, you'll find that in the UAE, these are already quite special offerings. Now, to conclude, what are we looking at? If we go back to the start of this presentation, we see that we had the risk, we had the mitigation, and it leads to diversification. Now, when we look at the diversification, let's conclude it in a number of steps. Number 1 is if you decide to diversify, rather sooner than later, right? So you don't want to wait for the next geopolitical event for you to prevent you from working with the jurisdictions and the balance sheets that you choose. Number 2, have smaller accounts with more financial institutions. I know it's painful, however, these are effectively free options for the client to then fund later on when they see fit. And last but not least, if you do think potentially the UAE and the DIFC in particular are potential alternative booking centers for your clients, work with us, partner with us, Swiss values, Swiss heritage, but based in the UAE. Thank you very much.